Providing a truth-based service has always been a pillar of my business, and through CircuitIQ, I'm able to provide that, being that technology doesn't lie. The time that's saved, I've been on jobs that have taken me 4, 5, 6, sometimes 8 hours to find everything. With CircuitIQ, I was able to do a whole home within an hour. It's a game changer.